you ever received an email, or maybe it was a text, and you interpreted that text or email to be the exact opposite of the sender's original intent? Have you ever wondered why? We'll find the answer out right here, right now, in the video that's going to be coming up next. Well, hello there. It's Christian Youngren with Kaizen Automotive Consulting, bringing you more best automotive practices. Now, if this is your first time to our channel, and you want to improve your automotive selling skills, you want to learn how to use psychology so you can close more car deals, and you want to receive unbiased reviews on dealership product and service companies, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, and then turn on the bell. That way you never miss out on learning anything new. Well, all right then, let's get to work. Have you ever heard the saying, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it? Well, you know, back when I first started in automotive sales, we didn't have the accessibility of training videos like you do today. So most of us, we would subscribe to newsletters to our favorite sales trainers, and many a times I'd be thumbing through, say, one of these newsletters, and I'd be reading a word track for overcoming a common objection. And I'd think to myself, you know what, as I was reading it, I don't know if this would work. It just doesn't sound right to me or feel right. Well, then one time I was at a sales conference, and I had the opportunity to hear the exact same author of one of these newsletters perform the exact same word track live. And it sounded totally different from the version that was going on in my head when I was reading it from the newsletter. Well, what I probably didn't really realize it at the time, that the difference that I was feeling was voice and tone inflection. Now, back then I didn't even know it. I thought it was just the words, but really it was how they were saying those particular words that made all the difference in the way that message was received and the emotions that were evoked. What exactly was it that made the same exact words feel and sound different? Well, the difference is tone and voice inflection. It's not the words you use and it's the words you mention, it's the tone and voice inflection. Now back then I was thinking it was all about the words and the content, and I was thinking that the words were off and it's just how I was saying them in my head. Now at this point you might be saying or asking yourself, what exactly is tone and voice inflection? Well, it refers to the ups and the downs in our language. Inflection most often refers to the pitch or the pattern of a person's speech. It's where the voice rises and it falls. In fact, results from a study at the University of Chicago revealed that the average human ear can distinguish 1,378 noticeable differences in tone. It's amazing if you think about it. I mean, we can take the exact same words and convey a totally different message. Now, there are two basic types of tone and fluctuation. The first one's an uptone, and this is when you go from a lower to a higher pitch when emphasizing the vowel. You can put inflection in the middle of the sentence to direct your prospect to a distinct point. So using this tone helps communicate the emotions of surprise, questions, suspense, or maybe even empathy. Now, the second basic tone is what they call a downward tone. This tone can be communicated by going from a higher to a lower pitch within the vowel. And then by putting the emphasis towards the end of the sentence, you can send a message of confidence, power, finality, or strength. For car salespeople, instilling the proper emotion at just the right time can mean all the difference between a sale or no sale. So let me give you a couple examples from the car world. The first situation would be when you're comfortable that it's time to close. You feel like you've built enough value, so it's time to close. So you lead up with it by saying something to this effect. Folks, let's go ahead and wrap this paperwork up, and that way we can get you guys out of here and you can start enjoying the new truck today. Notice how I went from the higher to the lower tone. Start enjoying your new truck today. And it conveyed the emotion of finality, conclusiveness, and really here's the next step. Now, let's say that when we asked that closing question, our guest looked at us and said, you know what, we appreciate all the time you've spent with us, we just need to go home and think about it. Well, of course you're going to want to clarify what they're needing to think about, but you're going to want to maintain that rapport you've established. Now, you would do this by creating a feeling of empathy and understanding by softening your tone a little bit when you go uptone. So let me give you an example. The guest says, hey, we're going to need to think about it. So you'd say, hey, I get it. You're wanting to make sure you're doing the right thing. And then you'd lower your voice a little and go up tone. Help me out here a sec. Help me out here a sec before you take off. What is it exactly you need to go think about? Help me out here a sec. Help me out here a sec before you take off. Now what that's going to do is create that empathetic question, and the guest's going to know you're sincere. You really do want to know what exactly is the holdup. I mean, after all, Zig Ziglar said if you can help them get what they want, you'll end up getting what you want. So really knowing what the holdup is and how you can help possibly satisfy that objection helps you and the guest both. Well, as you can see from those examples, understanding how and when to use an upward and a downward tone of voice and fluctuation can be all the difference in helping communicate the proper emotional impact that'll help keep your car deal moving forward. And after all, the more you learn, the more you earn, so make sure you keep learning. And speaking of learning, until next time, make sure you follow that Kaizen philosophy, which is small, incremental steps towards growth and improvement every single day.